Hi guys, Vol here, back again with another game of Warhammer 40,000. Going to give you guys a bit of a battle report on this one. This is the Eldar versus the Dark Angels, and these Dark Angels are painted by my friend Dave, an avid 40k gamer when he wants to be. And gosh, I love the way his army looks. Look at this Ravenwing squadron here of bikes here with the venerable dreadnoughts in the background. The middle one is the dreadnought you can get from Forge World, just a fantastic model, and Dave has just done such a wonderful job painting these up. You can see his rhinos in the background with, they actually have tactical squads inside of them, and he's also got a Terminator squad which is in reserve. This is his entire deployment. We're playing Total Annihilation in the table corners, spearhead type mission deployment. Going to go to the second photo where you can see my own army being deployed. This is parts of my army. Still haven't deployed the Rangers here into infiltrate, and the Dark Reapers are inside the building you see the right hand side. I've taken an avatar for this game, and you can see the Falcon balancing on a paint pot in the background because the base is broken for it. The Dire Avengers just the bottom left. They're my own Dire Avengers. I've had to give my friend Mark his army back, so I haven't had the option of choosing from another Eldar player's collection as well. And you can also see some old school Harlequins in the middle, as well as some Banshees in the middle. Harlequins in the background. They are Marks. I did actually end up borrowing a squad of Harlequins plus one Dark Reaper, from his collection. Let's go to the next photo. You can see a bit of a larger picture of the battlefield deployment. This is just basically the same two photos, but enlarged, well, sort of zoomed out a bit. And there's a big area terrain with a lot of rubble in the center, as well as a building closer to my deployment zone. And the Dark Angels, of course, have the option of swinging around to let's call it the 12 o'clock position according to the positioning of this photo, but towards the top of the map there, and it's swinging around the bottom as well. They've got that option. Let's go to the next photo where you can see the Dark Reapers just getting ready to deploy in the center of the building. As you can see there, they're deployed in a position where they are actually, that's right at the edge of my deployment zone. I'm not allowed to deploy them any further forward because of the restrictions on the table quarter, but the plan is just to run them up a ladder. You can't see it, but where that grey rectangle is in the bottom left of the screen, the grey piece of plastic there's a ladder underneath that, and they're meant to run up the ladder like that. So, moving on, I managed to actually steal the initiative, so I managed to get the first turn even though I wasn't expecting it, moving all of my army forward, mainly running, not really doing any shooting, and you can see the Rangers being deployed on the building as well as the Dark Reapers running up the ladder there. Next photo, you can see a bit more of a close-up. Really like this piece of terrain here. It's kind of like a snow-themed building, and the Dark Reapers rolled like a 1 or something for their run move, and I didn't manage to get all 5 of them up on the top of the building, so that sucked. Have to waste a turn with them. Next turn, you can see the venerable dreadnought in the background blasting with a plasma cannon. I think that managed to kill one ranger, despite them having like 2+ saves. You can see Dave's tattoo on his wrist there. But next photo, the rhinos are actually pulling around to one side, whereas the Wraith Guard are planning on entering this terrain piece, the rubble, and everybody's just getting ready to charge into that now. The rules on this kind of terrain is that you can only see 2 inches through it, so the dreadnoughts on the left-hand side of the screen can't actually fire at the Wraith Guard due to that rule. Next photo, the Falcon here is dropping off a payload of fire dragons into this little bunker piece. I was very sneaky with this move because you can deploy them within 2 inches of the rear entrance of that Falcon. I just moved the Falcon as far forward as I could, 12 inches, spun it around, and then opened the hatch, and they just started loading up the terrain. Harlequins coming in from behind. Next photo, the Warwalkers are trying to get some shots on this Rhino off in the background, but is kind of obscured by the building in the way. We'll go to the next photo where you can see the Terminators deploying, actually deep striking in, and you can see the Ravenwing in the background. The Ravenwing, instead of moving towards me, just headed back to Dave's own table corner, where he could swing around the side. And these are really great looking Terminators. Unfortunately, one of them in the forefront isn't quite painted yet, but there's a Librarian there with the hood, as well as the Belial, the Deathwing Company Master, and a guy with lightning claws in the background. So next photo, the Fire Dragons have actually been destroyed, well, half destroyed by the tactical squad in the background. Had a great round of shooting and actually broke their morale, so the Firepike leading Exarch is also leading the retreat, sadly enough. Let's go to the next photo where the Wraith Guard are finally making their way into the terrain. The Falcon has actually been immobilized in the background there, so I've gotten rid of the little paint pot holding it up. The Ravenwing are deciding to drive all the way back again to where they started, so they've already had 2 moves at this point in time, and they can't fire at the Wraith Guard because they're inside the area terrain. Next photo, you can see a bit of a close-up on the Wraith Guard trying to position. Man, this took me like 5 minutes. It was painstaking just trying to set them up in a way that they weren't all falling over, and still I couldn't get them all upright. That really sucked. So at least I managed to get a decent photo of it. Next photo shows the Harlequins charging the tactical squad and actually totally trashing them, as you'd expect from Harlequins. Quite like the color scheme here. They're not really painted up in a non-uniform effect yet. The guy with holding the golden axe there counts as the troop master who's got a power weapon, so that really makes a difference with Harlequins against Space Marines. Really recommend taking the troop master with the power weapon. Next photo, the Ravenwings still driving around. Just thought I'd get the shot of them because they're so cool looking. The next photo, the stomp, Venerable Dreadnought with a las cannon, twirling las cannon, is stomping into the train to assault the Wraith Guard. So he's got a power fist which will really help. The Wraith Guard can't hurt the Terminator, the Dreadnought, but the Witchblades of the Warlock and the Farseer will be able to take it down, hopefully. Next photo, the the Ravenwing are driving even further around the battle. They still haven't fighted anything yet, but they're getting into a better position to do so. Next picture, the Harlequins here have actually wiped out one full tactical squad of Marines, and they're about to hit the second squad. So really getting my points worth out of these Harlequins. Next photo, the Dreadnought is in combat with the Wraith Guard, but the Warlock down the bottom right and the Farseer in the background is ready to try and take it down. I actually had some really bad rolls with the Witchblades, and also it's worth bearing in mind that the Venerable Dreadnought forces you to reroll a score on the vehicle damage table, which really is awesome. It really has saved its butt and actually prevented me from killing it in several turns of combat. I didn't actually manage to take it out at all because it kept making me reroll the 5s and 6s I rolled for the damage table. Next picture, the Ravenwing finally in on the action, firing away at the Scatterlasers. They managed to take out one, and that was with the help of a plasma gun and a multi-melter on the attack bike. Plasma gun being as part of the actual squadron, by the way, the bike squadron. Next photo is a bit blurred, but I managed to gamble it and charge the Banshees and the Harlequins into combat with the Terminators. Now, there was a gamble because I had to rely on a very high run dice roll for the Harlequins. I managed to get a 5 for it, so the risk paid off, and I managed to get into close combat with the Terminators, killing all of them in that combat after a couple of rounds of combat. Because the Banshee has an Executioner and the Harlequin's Troop Master with the power weapon managed to wipe them all out except for Belial and his accompanying Librarian. In the meantime, the attack bikes are forcing this last Warwalker into difficult terrain, and while they trade shots there, the Warwalker did take out several bikes are not attack bikes. The attack bike is this one with the little the tricycle add-on. The normal bikes are just the normal bikes there. Finally, this is basically the end of the game here. You can see the Dreadnought in the background standing on it's balanced on a paint pot just so that he can be upright when he's fighting the Avatar there. Avatar did take out one Dreadnought and actually sprayed debris around everybody, killing like one Dire Avenger and a Wraith Guard and wounding the Farseer just from one Dreadnought exploding. But the Avatar making it to combat in the background. And in the foreground, Belial gets taken out by the Harlequins. I did actually kill him. The last Dreadnought charges in the combat. Kills a Harlequin, I think, but eventually he lost the combat there. And that is the end of the game. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Victory to the Eldar. This is the second time I've beaten the Dark Angel army here. And my second win in 5th edition, I managed to lose or draw against all other opponents. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this 40k game.